Screen this. So hello, welcome, beautiful divine being. My name is Susan Martinez, and today I'm going to share with you guys the gift of intimacy and explain to you the law of gender and how to apply it to your healing and to your manifestations. I am an intimacy coach and a manifestation expert, and I am going to be digging right in and equip you with information that I've been able to apply into my life. And my goal is to create a ripple effect, to share this information, being that we live in an era of information where we're taking in all this information and we're starting to question everything. I want you to take this information and question it and take it within yourself and question it to be true and apply it into your life and apply it into the lives of others that are in your life. Okay? And by doing that is by developing intimacy. And intimacy, so I'm going to share with you guys the definition of it, is a closeness. Well, this is one of the many definitions that I found. But intimacy is the closeness between people in personal relationships. It's what builds over time as you connect with someone, grow to care about each other, and feel more and more comfortable during time together. It can include physical or emotional closeness, even a mix of both. So, I want to expand on that because I do not believe that intimacy is just something that you experience physically and emotionally. It's something that you experience mentally and spiritually. And as I explain what the law of gender is, you're going to be able to see how it really plays out, how intimacy really plays out. The goal here is for you to develop an intimate relationship with who you are under all the emotional baggage, under all the life experiences, under all the hell that you went through. You're going to take this information and question if who you are today is who you really truly are within your divine self, that God self that lives within you and desires to live through you. So this comes by developing a close relationship, a close intimacy with yourself. And the first thing you can possibly do to do this is becoming familiar with your thoughts, with your emotions, with your attitude, behaviors, and your actions. You need to really start self-analyzing and start bringing how you feel to you need to start bringing your emotions and your thoughts and aligning them together so that you're really in control of how you're feeling in your life. Okay, so when we bring the law of gender into intimacy, into really questioning who you are, the law of gender actually helps you clarify a lot of things that now in this world we live in, it causes, like, if you even think about gender, it's mind-blowing to believe that speaking of gender is so controversial when it's something that is so simple to explain, yet nobody really has the true definition, the fundamentals of what gender is. And so the law of gender is the law of gender states that masculine and feminine principles exist in everything on all planes of understanding. So we are spiritual. Nobody's told you yet. We are spiritual beings with intellectual minds living inside of physical bodies. And so when you bring the law of attraction, the law of attraction. The law of attraction is a given. How you feel is going to attract more of what you feel. It's just, if you feel good, if you're focusing on your goals and you're focusing on getting those goals accomplished, and that brings a sense of fulfillment and it makes you feel good, you're going to continue getting that. But if you're continuously feeling bad, you're just going to, like attracts like. So the law of attraction is given. How you feel determines how you live and how you're going to continue living. The law of gender actually helps you eliminate a lot of the limitations that you have within yourself so that you can be able to amplify the feelings of good, of happiness, of intimacy, of connection, of freedom, of that you desire to consistently experience in your life. So, how is it that there's masculine and feminine energy? The masculine and feminine energy actually plays out very, very different, and it's very distinctive. You can tell the difference between the masculine and feminine energy. And before I continue and I explain masculine and feminine energy, I do want to mention that we live in a time where the divine feminine energy is in an uprise. It is increasing. And it's said to believe that we live in a masculine dominant world. And as much as so many people agree to that to be true, I also agree to that to be true, but we don't live in a male dominant. We don't live in a masculine dominant world. Like, it's not the males who are masculine dominant. We live in a world where the feminine dominant women, the females are so caught up with masculine energy that there is an imbalance within our energies. So this divine energy is flowing up and we're all feeling it, right? But we live in a world where the male dominance is being expressed through females versus all this feminine energy is being expressed on both sides. It's actually all this feminine energy, and I'm going to refer to a lot of the things because I've been listening to the past few days. I've been downloading a lot of information about who Andrew Tate is and what he represents and how he's being represented throughout different platforms. And I'm going to use him as an example so that you guys can just go to see. He's going to be one of the many examples that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today to show you that there is outer external influences out there intentionally embedding these emotions and playing with the emotions within ourselves, this energy within ourselves, because we're unaware of it, but because of the intensity and the power of it, they're influencing the world in such a crazy way. And I'm going to explain this to you. This is why you need to know what the law of gender is, and how not only how it influences your life, how it's influencing our children as we speak. Like, this is in absolutely everything. It is penetrated in absolutely every type of platform there is. And so, backtrack. The law of gender. The law of gender states that everything is masculine, that there's masculine and feminine energy within everything, meaning us. We have masculine and feminine energy. Every single one of us. Every single one of us. It doesn't matter who you are in the world, where you were born, how many chromosomes you have. There's masculine and feminine energy principles within us. And because we live in a world where there needs to be a balance between both, the male dominant energy is in females and the female dominant energy is in males. And that's why we're not nowadays we're actually able to physically see the feminine energy being expressed through male bodies. And you know what? Let me just break it down right now. Our physical bodies are just an expression of what energy we are dominant in. So the matter that I'm a female, I am dominant in the feminine energy. I wasn't that once. I was very male dominant, and even to this day, I still practice and make sure that I'm not in this male dominance era. I am well aware because of the knowledge that I know now and how to apply it into my life, how to balance myself and how to balance the relationship between me and my husband. So this is why you need to know this information. But and so when I said that I was male dominant once, it it changed. This information is revolutionary. Like no joke. It will help you really resolve a lot of emotion and a lot of behavior and attitudes that you have built onto yourself throughout the years. So I know it's like a lot of information, and I'm like trying to make sure that I get it all out. But I did want to point out that society is really, there's a balance, but males are not the ones that are male dominant. Jordan Peterson even came out. I was watching one of his videos where he was talking to some lady, something Lewis, where she was actually talking about that she said she was writing a book about feminism. And she said something to him in the terms of that that Jordan Peterson said that males have order and females create chaos. And so he went off and explaining it. I understood it so beautifully that male's masculine energy brings order. So I'm going to explain to you what is masculine and feminine energy and how it really plays out within us. But Jordan Peterson said that it's order, and it really is like to be able to be in the feminine energy and live in the chaos. Like, let's just be clear, creative energy, intuitive hits, your imagination is expansive. There's no cap to it. There's no cap to it. That's exactly why they don't want to. It's like the power that we have within us. It's being covered up with so many limitations because creative energy is so expansive. It's chaotic. It's chaotic. Of course, feminine energy is chaotic. It's like we go wild, baby. Like this. That's where you create. Where do you get these intuitive hits? The Wright brothers, they needed to be in tune, tapped in, and turned on into their creativity to be able to channel that idea of building a plane and bringing it into our physical existence. Like, that was a balance between feminine and masculine energy. So masculine energy, if you can think about it, I was watching videos and I was going through YouTube. See, I was doing my homework because I have a podcast. It's called Divinely Aligned Collective. It's a podcast. You can listen to it on Anchor, Spotify, and Amazon Music. But I'm looking for I want to collaborate with people who are very familiar with what is sexual energy, what is sexual transmutational energy, and how they share and help other people create better lives with themselves with tapping into this and putting use to this energy. And so I started going into YouTube and really looking at, what is the law of gender? Like, what information has been put out there already? And, there's a lot, it's just all that information really doesn't explain what the law of gender is and how to really apply it into your lives. It just explains that, I love you too, Daddy. Love you too, giving you love too. The videos really just explain that there's masculine and feminine energy in everything and that you should be aware of it, but that there's not really anything that you can do to apply it into your life, which is straight up bulkavich, because you can, and it penetrates and permeates, and it's in absolutely every single thing that you can think of. This pencil is masculine. Why? Let's just think about it. It's hard. Okay? It's hard. What brings this into existence is the thoughts, the creativeness that I have within myself that flow through me to this masculine pencil and into this masculine piece of paper. And I'm actually able to bring my creativity into life with paper. This is just an example. The chair I'm sitting on, everything that is around us. There's just like, you're not familiar with universal laws. You need to start getting very familiar with it, and you need to start looking at information to equip yourself so that you can be able to live a more powerful life. That is the goal. You need to experience happiness. You need to experience fulfillment. You need to feel a sense of significance, purpose. You need to have drive. And this comes from really knowing who you are. And the sad truth is that most people don't even know who they are. They're in the rat cycle. They're in the mousetrap, going in freaking circles and buying things and seeking external fulfillment, external happiness. It's just mind blowing. So knowing this information is very vital for your life. Like, that's serious. It's that serious, okay? Like, I'm not even joking. Because if it not, I'd be a train wreck right now. My life would be, I'd probably be a single mother, with not having I wouldn't have what was a dysfunctional marriage. I have a beautiful marriage now. I have a beautiful relationship with my husband. We're very compassionate, very forgiving. We love to grow. We love to expand together. It wasn't like that once. It was very destructive. There was a lot of infidelity. There was a lot of imbalance. There was a lot of feelings of unworthiness, of not feeling good. Like, it was a hot mess. Like, to say that we haven't experienced something, like, you need to struggle and grow from it. And this right here, this information that I'm sharing with you, helps you grow at accelerating rates. So masculine energy, feminine energy, compare it to other laws, the law of polarity, the law of relativity, the law of correspondence. It shows you that there is a balance between both. Where there's light, there's dark. Where it's cold, it's hot. Where there's male, there's female. So, if you think about yin and yang, yin is female, yang is male. If you think about our brains, the right side of our brain, the left side of our brain, the right side is logic. It's masculine. The other side, the left side, is creativity, is feminine energy. It's like, it just right off the back, you can see that there's masculine and feminine energy within our atmosphere, and also just to even put it on another perspective, as far as like spirituality goes, ego and soul. Masculine energy is the ego, is the one that takes action, is the one that has you where you are right now. Soul is the one that is open, is receptive, is passive, is empathetic, is nurturing, is open to receive. Versus masculine energy, it's electric. It's like, it's feminine energy is inwards. Masculine energy is outward flowing. You channel the creativity, and you flow it through you, and you produce. And the producing is the masculine energy. The taking aligned action, the focusing, the discipline, the resilience, the persistence, that is all masculine energy. And we need to have both. We need to have a balance of both. And so this is really, and also another thing, I had a little pinpoint right here just to go to affirm it. All these videos, you go seeing videos about the law of gender, they also state that, let's not get confused with gender roles and, what gender is, or who you are physically attracted to. Like, that's not what we're talking about. And you know what? What lights a fire under my ass is the fact that people have the audacity to separate the law of gender with gender roles. Like, because there's so much misguided information, improper influences out there that confuses the living life out of everybody. It's just sad to see that this vital information that we need to be able to amplify and really take power of our lives. Like, to know that is there's a veil covering that information intentionally drives me fucking nuts. And so that's why I'm here and I'm sharing this with you guys. And I also want to just go to share with you. You can take this information and really start questioning, like, you not only are, like, if you're to really apply masculine and feminine characteristics to and witness your healing with these characteristics, and saying, okay, who was always showing up in my life, who always had to keep going, who had to do everything. Most of the time, single mothers children that get raised by single mothers see that a mother has to do it all. The mother's always doing it. The mother has to do it all. And so that forms a high level of masculine energy within the female. And that's what tends to make us feel completely exhausted but we still keep fucking going. We still keep freaking doing everything what we're doing, and we feel so successful because we're breaking our backs and feeling freaking exhausted, but we're still getting everything done. And it's just like, that's because you're just so imbalanced right there. You're imbalanced because you're not aware of this creation within you that needs to be balanced. It needs to be like, you need to energetically be able to know when to rest and when to take action, when to create and when to go for it. It's not just a matter of go all the damn time. And so you can see how how this masculine and feminine energy has been played out throughout our existence. I'm just going to go back to the beginning of this year. What happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock? That was masculine and feminine energy being presented all over the fucking place. This guy came and poof, slapped this other guy. And so now all these relationships are having opinions on how a man should treat a woman and how a woman should be treating a man, or vice versa. And so this creates imbalance within unities within the masculine and feminine energy in relationships, and even within yourself, because now you go back and it's just like, okay, if you're the man and didn't and if you didn't agree with how Will Smith responded to Chris Rock, like how is your wife going to portray you, or how are you seeing yourself, or how do you see yourself compared to this man? Like, there's just this level of comparison that flows through the masculine and feminine energy that impacts how you behave in your relationship. You actually absorb all this energy, this negativity that happens on right before our eyes. Like, so throw them to the side. Think about Amber and Johnny. Think about how impactful and how their relationships and the imbalance within their relationship was highlighted, and what it did. Think about it now. You could go back, since it's been a couple months. You can go back and start thinking, like, how many times was Johnny and Amber's case situation going through your mind? Like, just a thought. And the thing is, these celebrities that come in, these couples that come in, and they influence the collective. Could it be that they're not intentionally aware of it, but they are transmuting masculine and feminine energy? So if we can witness Johnny and Amber energetically with the masculine and feminine energy, you could say that Amber is very male dominant. She has a very masculine dominant energy flowing through her, and it was vice versa for Johnny, up until the point where he started standing up for himself. Like, and so it was just, I thought it was very interesting to see how the world took in the fact that there was a man being abused by a woman. And so that right there, like, there's just so much energy of masculine and feminine energy that flows through there that influences how you see yourself, how you see yourself in your relationships. Like, for those who are not studying themselves, who are not going within themselves and taking the time to really reevaluate their life and their existence and everything they stand for, those who are just in the motion go subconsciously without realizing that they're experiencing what they're experiencing because they saw this case on social media or whatever platform, and it's just crazy. It's just mind-blowing how powerful this energy is and how it just plays out right before our eyes, and nobody even gives a damn. Like, don't even know. They don't even know. Crazy. It's just like the universal laws. Like, you're either aware of them or you're not. Regardless if you are, they're either working for you or against you. So the more you tap into yourself, the more powerful you get, the more you're able to really be in control of everything that is you. So that's another one I wanted to point out there. Trying to think of, and you know what's the crazy thing? It's because we're on the topic of Johnny and Amber. When Elon Musk got into that that situation, money beliefs started jumping in to relationships. It got tied. This masculine feminine energy that was already going on between Amber and Johnny now jumped in with this energy of this masculine man who has money. And now how do you perceive this masculine man who comes into this imbalanced, dysfunctional relationship? Like, it just a clusterfuck of emotions that are all over the place that end up really taking over our essence. And then we're just in the motion. We're in the mousetrap. We can't get out of the physical plane because we're so caught up in focusing all our emotions and all our attention into things that are not even helping us freaking grow. It's just mind-blowing. And lastly, no, not even lastly, second to the last, because I'm almost done with this, Kanye. Like, I don't know how many things have you guys seen about him, or if you've even seen anything of him anymore, but he started off exposing a lot of things that are getting him blocked off, obviously. These people who speak up and speak up against things, they end up getting blocked off in a way where we're not really able to impact the people the way you really intend to impact them. So, and it just brings me back to alignment that I'm not here to point out that there's improper influences out there, though I've already had multiple times, that are influencing our psychic and are doing it by using the law of gender against us, because that's not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here is equipping you with the information that you need so that you can be able to live a powerful life and experience more significance, happiness, intimacy, and freedom in your life. Knowing this, you are free to grow, free to heal, free to expand, and free to experience the life you deserve to live now. So, you probably are not hearing from him anymore, but it was because he started speaking up about all the exploitation. And lastly, I want to speak about Andrew Tate. Not even joking, like 2 days ago, this guy has come into my vortex virtually. And I just find him so fascinating. Like, and how the collective, those who control the collective, are using him, his presence, his belief system against, like, it's forming chaos, more chaos, and is affirming more masculine energy in the female versus really waking up the masculine males and bringing the dominance back into them. So if you're not familiar with him, which I'm pretty sure if you haven't done so already, you've looked him up. The only reason I looked him up was because they said that he was the most looked up person. And it's just like, all right, let's see this. Why? And when I found out that it was because he is considered, or this is what society is considering him as, misogynistic. Like, I don't agree with it. I understand how he may come off like that, but because of the lack of information of, the law of gender and how that really applies. But this is a male in his masculine dominant essence. The fact that he expects respect, authority, and the way he shows up without any filters, it just speaks his mind, like, he is in his full essence. Like, it's just, there's a lot of things that he says and he speaks of women. And I honestly think, like, with the information that I already said in this video, I honestly believe that he can really grow and expand. And, like, this whole era of information, I got it from here, listening to him. It's true, because in 2020, when all this bullshit started, we started being presented with all this information, and it was like, do I question this information, or do I accept this information to be true? And in my case, and in his case, and in a lot of people's cases, not the majority, but a lot of people started questioning what is true. So, you know, a lot of the things that he says, I actually see a lot of my husband's characteristics in him. And I actually want to just thank him right off the bat, because he was speaking about authority, and it made me think about, I was very male dominant, and I started progressing, and I started flowing into the female energy, and really recalibrating myself to balance out the unity between me and my husband, and give him that space that he is rightfully his. Like, hearing this Andrew speak made me just, it reminded me of, because he speaks about ancestral, like, beliefs. He's going back to, you know, there's kings and there's peasants. There's those who either wake up, or those that don't wake up and continue living in this cycle. And honestly, it's just like, I think it's just so fascinating. Everything that I've seen so far, that like all the podcasts that he's been coming on, and he came out, and gosh, what's his name? Piers Morgan, I think it was. Like, I'm just amazed. It's like, I'm just really amazed by it. But I honestly believe that his intention, and I'm just speaking from what I've seen, because I don't know you personally. You have the intention of waking up as many people and getting people to really fix themselves. He's very blunt, which I absolutely love. Like, he speaks of, you know, in the terms of happiness. I focus on happiness. Happiness to me is crucial for you to be able to feel that sense of fulfillment within yourself, so that you could keep going. Like, I was listening to how he said, like, you know, he's kickboxing, and when he doesn't kickbox, he still goes to the gym, and it doesn't matter if he feels happy or if he doesn't feel happy. He ignores the feeling. He just does what he needs to do, because that brings a sense of fulfillment. But what would happen if you didn't? It's like, I'm just really curious to know, like, what would happen if this masculine dominant man isn't tuned in and tapped into his femininity, which he has, obviously. He has, to a certain degree. But I honestly believe with this information, and really seeing that this is where the collective can really take advantage of who they are, I think we could grow from it. We can definitely impact so many people, even alone. I just honestly think that because of why he got blocked off, it just blows my mind to think that that's why he got blocked off. Because him being blocked off of and taken off of various platforms gives people like myself a reason to look him up. And if I wasn't consciously aware of how thoughts, emotions, and the law of gender works, I would have easily gotten taken over by the way he speaks, and feel attacked because I'm a woman, or regardless of, like, I would feel a certain way. And this is what's happening, is him coming off of as a machista, as this male dominant man that you know, has his woman in his place type shit. Like, that is affirming masculine energy in females. That is making females be more male dominant. And males have been so submissive, have becoming more and more submissive throughout the years, because this is because men have been taught to go work and to provide and to financially, like, to be there financially, to be able to support, to be able to protect. Like, a man is supposed to do this, a woman is supposed to, and this is based off of religion. If we go back to ancestral stuff, like, I'm going back, like, this is past the Romans, this is when feminine energy was being expressed as a female in the physical world, because of the level of respect men had towards females. See, we don't live in a male dominant world. We live in a world where there's both energies. And the crazy thing is that there's both energies right now, but the male dominant energy is with the female, and the female dominant energy is with the freaking males. And it's sickening. It's sickening to see this, because this just separates you more from who you are. You're gonna live your, like, think about it. You probably have less than 100 years on this world. You're gonna live your whole life freaking being confused and living for somebody else because you're unaware of something that is within you, that you have full control of, that you should be dedicating your life to understanding so that you can be able to enjoy the rest of your freaking life. It just lights me on fire, because just to think that there's so much out there that is blinding people, that is stopping people from progressing in their lives. And knowing that there's information like this that is not being put out there because of the level of intensity of how magnetic this power is, this energy. It's an emotion. Like, I haven't even tapped into intimacy is more than just physical intimacy. I can't even go into talking on any type of social platforms about physical intimacy, because if I even think about mentioning the 3-letter word, it's not even going to be put out there. It's more than just, that 3-letter word is more than just something physical. Intimacy is something, this physical intimacy, so that you can be able to understand what I'm talking about. That 3-letter word is a state of mind. It is an emotion. It is not just biological. It is something that is spiritual. It is something that is intellectual. It is something that needs to be understood and embedded and absorbed and implemented into every cell of your essence, so that you can be able to make the most out of your life. So, the sweet, divine, beautiful being, I honestly see taking this information, questioning this information, ask yourself if this is true, start working on yourself, working on applying this into your manifestations. Like, the balance between action and creation is there. It's just a matter of you seeing that you are the creator of your life, that you are in control of your life, and that you have everything already within you to reclaim the full nature of your divine essence. So, you feel called to share this, please do. Share it, please. Like, share the living shit out of it, because so many people need to see this information, know this information, and really just start working on themselves. Like, nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to make you feel happiness. No one's going to make you feel fulfillment. Somebody can externally, outside of you, give you that impression, that sense of recognition, of acknowledgement, of significance. But if you don't give it to yourself, and you're not aware of where your unlimited, infinite energy comes from, you're going to feel drained, you're going to feel overwhelmed, and you're going to be working for somebody else for the rest of your life. Your time is precious. You can always make more money, but you could never make more time. And you are wasting your time not informing yourself and questioning the things that are being presented into your face. So, that is that. Mucho amor. I love you guys so much. If you feel called to share this, please do. Again, it's like, this has been within me for so long that I think it's just now a matter of just putting it out there. The past 2 days that I've been seeing Andrew Tate and everything that he's been saying, it's just like nothing is stopping me from expressing what's coming out of my mouth. I don't have to think about what's coming out of my mouth or what. Like, it's just gonna come out. You like it, you don't like it. You don't like it, you should really question why you don't like it, because at this point you should be really being open and receptive to what I'm saying, so that you can take this information and really question, why is it that you don't agree with this? And is it because of external influences that are out there that are embedded into your belief system? So you need to start, like, we're all programmed, so you're either programming yourself or you're allowing yourself to be programmed. And that's the end of that. I can go on and on about this, but this is the gift that I give to you today. To know yourself, to know who you truly are, and for you to really reclaim the divine power that is within you, that wants to live through you. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you guys.